Simple. A guy from England is coming to whip his ass. It's quite simple. Charlie Harry's gonna a quick pace, fast pace, slow pace. All I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna win and I'm gonna knock him out.
I don't scare that. He looks at me, I look back. You can't bully me, please.
Heavyweight champion Mike Tyson will defend his title. 242 days, 242 monumentally eventful days to fight a boxer named Mike Jamison. They sparred for upwards of...
On February 25, 1989, boxing enthusiasts witnessed a colossal bout as 22-year-old boxing sensation Mike Tyson faced off against British boxer Frank Bruno.
He's got a lump coming up at the side of his left eye.
This match emerged as a pivotal sporting spectacle of the year, featuring two formidable contenders.
By the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF, and by the Nevada State Athletic.
In the blue corner stood Frank Bruno, an English fighter renowned for his exceptional power, resembling more of a bodybuilder than a typical boxer due to his imposing physique.
WBC Heavyweight Championship against Mike Tyson.
Standing at a towering height of 6'4", Bruno possessed a remarkable 6 out of 10 arm span ratio.
Bruno and Big Jesse is looking a little unsteady on his feet.
Moreover, his prowess as a knockout specialist was evident, with 31 out of his 32 victories in the ring achieved via knockout.
Well, all I can say is that Bruno's going in doing his stuff.
During that era, Mike Tyson was akin to a machine. At the tender age of 22, he made history in the world of boxing by becoming the youngest heavyweight champion ever, triumphing over Trevor Berbick. After acquiring 3 additional championship belts, the Brooklyn fighter solidified his reign as the undisputed king of the division. However, it was during this period that the weight of fame began to take its toll on Mike Tyson, causing more damage than his rivals ever could.
Notice the replay where Tyson is getting through with the right hand, the left.
Increasingly, Tyson found himself embroiled in scandalous newspaper headlines, transforming from a hero into a villain in the public eye. Paradoxically, this tarnished image only seemed to enhance his popularity. Nevertheless, despite the formidable reputation of his opponent, the towering Bruno remained undaunted, confident in his ability to overcome the challenge posed by Iron Mike.
For a long time. Mentally, I feel very, very strong. Physically, I feel very strong. I need to polish up.
And so, on a hot evening in 1989, the much-anticipated clash between these two titans finally unfolded. Despite Bruno's confident declarations before the match, the fight nearly ended within the first few seconds. Tyson launched himself at his opponent with such ferocity that Bruno, caught off guard by the aggression, found himself on the canvas.
Showing that he's not afraid, hanging on. Bruno's already tagged with a right hand, and there goes Bruno.
However, Frank was not about to concede defeat so easily. Summoning his determination, he rose to his feet, managing to shake Tyson himself with a left hook, a feat that at that time seemed insurmountable for anyone else.
Very slowly across the ring. He knows he's in with a ball. Tyson gets nailed with a left hook.
Fortunately for Mike, the sound of the bell literally saved him at that moment.
A bell ends round number 1.
But starting from round 2, Bruno began to tire. For a boxer with his physique, this was a common occurrence, as it's challenging to sustain prolonged fights with such muscle mass. Sensing Bruno's fatigue, Iron Mike increased the tempo and seized control of the bout.
Left hook. Bruno looks ready to go. Now is when he's got to hang on.
The Englishman had no option but to resort to clinching to weather the storm.
Bruno is just kind of a stand-up guy, almost tailor-made for Tyson. That time he caught him with a body shot. Bruno is caught by a right hand and a left hook. Right hand cut Bruno right in the forehead. That light, ooh, another right hand gets through. Come on, Parker, get out. The style that Bruno is fighting here.
In the 5th round, Iron Mike, seemingly weary of his opponent's relentless clinching, resolved to conclude the fight by knocking out Bruno. In the final seconds of the battle, his strategy came to fruition.
If he doesn't answer it, Richard Steele has moved in and has stopped the fight.
Credit must be given to Frank Bruno, who, despite enduring monstrous damage, managed to remain standing throughout the fight. At the moment when the referee intervened to stop the bout after the brutal beating, Iron Mike expressed his respect for his opponent in an interview.
I'm throwing a great deal of hard punches, but I refuse to go down. They didn't even faze me.
However, true to form, he couldn't resist praising himself as well.
I knew he was hyped. He was ready to go. And I knew I was the best fighter in the world.
After his loss to Mike Tyson, Bruno continued his career and participated in many more significant fights, including the legendary battle with Lennox Lewis. Surprisingly, Frank put up a decent fight against the future boxing king. On September 2nd, 1995, the Englishman faced Oliver McCall, who was the WBC world champion at that time, and emerged victorious. On that evening, all of England rejoiced at Bruno's triumph. Tyson's fate took a downturn after his encounter with Bruno in 1989. Just 12 months later, Iron Mike experienced a sensational defeat at the hands of Buster Douglas, effectively shattering the myth of his invincibility once and for all.
Buster landing these. Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at that.
Until 1991, Tyson engaged in 4 grueling battles, notably against Donovan Ruddock. Following his legal troubles, Mike Tyson was incarcerated for 4 years on rape charges. Upon his release from prison, Tyson emerged as a completely transformed individual. He made his return to the ring in 1995 against Peter McNeely, whom Tyson defeated without encountering any significant challenges.
Whack, and you see he's turning his head as he got hit. But it was enough to stun him, and he kind of...
After his release from prison, Mike Tyson's return only served to amplify his popularity. His fights drew millions of viewers worldwide, eager to witness his comeback. However, to complete his resurgence, Tyson aimed for the title, then held by his old friend Frank Bruno. The rematch between the two fighters was inevitable. While in the lead-up to their first encounter, the boxers maintained a relatively friendly rapport. This time, everything changed. Bruno no longer concealed his animosity towards Tyson, and the atmosphere grew tense. Both fighters were equally determined, setting the stage for a highly anticipated showdown.
I knew after I got over that first fight, it was just smooth sailing.
This time is my future, and I can't wait to find Mike Tyson.
And so, on March 16, 1996, the long-awaited rematch between the two fighters finally took place in the ring. However, just as in their previous encounter, Bruno's muscular prowess did not prove to be advantageous for him.
27 pounds heavier, almost 4 inches taller. Huge reach advantage, and here we go.
Iron Mike unleashed his fury on his opponent right from the outset of the battle, relentlessly attacking and forcing Bruno to seek refuge in clinches to survive.
Hold on, which he did with McCall. He is very strong, and he'll also...
On Mike's side, he's not bobbing and weaving like he has, and it's not the first one he felt the steam. I guarantee you.
Oh, a left hook by Mike Tyson, flush on the face.
A home run thrown by Tyson. They just missed.
In the third round, Tyson unleashed a powerful combination that staggered Bruno, prompting the referee to intervene and rescue the boxer from further punishment. As a result, after 6 years, Mike Tyson reclaimed the World Championship title for the second time, solidifying his position as the central figure in the boxing world, embodying both hero and villain. However, over time, people began to recognize that this victory might have marked one of Tyson's final performances resembling his former self. The events in Tyson's life had irrevocably changed him, leaving an indelible mark on his character and legacy.